were you sleeping with my wife?
Did I possibly leak all the way through my underwear and my pants?
I know I didn't hear that white man ask for crack out loud.
Have you ever slept or fooled around with a coworker?
Oh! I said, if you can't help me, I'm not going to see the end of 2019.
You have to go where you're scared.
Welcome to the show. I am so excited to have Foster Wilson and Cesar Cardona, the co-hosts of Beauty in the Break. And today we're talking about making those messy mistakes when you're younger. We're talking about getting through personal breakdowns and midlife crises. And we are diving into a whole bunch of messy stories, okay? So buckle up. But before you do, if you are enjoying this show, please help us build our messy community by sharing this episode or one of your favorite episodes with 2 or 3 friends. Okay? It helps us grow the show so we can be doing this messy stuff forever and ever. Maybe not forever, but for a long time, all right? Without any further ado, please help me welcome into our messy living room, Foster and Cesar. Hi, Foster. Hi, Cesar.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to our messy living room.
Thank you. We're honored to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. Okay, shall we start with a messy appetizer?
Okay.
A little game.
Right.
Little game is smash or pass. So
All
I'll
right.
give you a prompt. You tell me if you smash it or you pass it.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Okay. Smash or pass 8 p.m. dinners?
Say same time. 1, 2,
Ah.
3.
Smash. Yeah.
Love an
Yes.
8 p.m.
Of
dinner.
course. How are you confused, girl?
Yeah, no, I know, because we do go to bed at like 9.
We will
so
At the latest, if
Yes.
you can.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
you
like
do dinner 8 and bed to
dinner
9?
and the show, and then right to bed
Yes.
after
Okay.
that.
I
yeah.
love to go to bed. I love to be in bed by 9.
Yeah.
But that's why I like okay, actually maybe it's this, going out to dinner.
Oh, out to dinner.
Oh, I see.
Out to
Oh, that's a
dinner.
hard
Okay.
pass for both of us. I'm gonna
Okay,
call that one.
No, hard pass.
Hard pass on out to dinner.
8 p.m. out to dinner? No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
What are we
8 p.m.
doing?
is comfy clothes.
Yes.
That's where we're at
I would
that
love
point.
a 5 o'clock, a 5:30, a 6:30 latest, because then I want to be at least on the way home by 8.
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
and it feels phenomenal.
It feels
To get to
phenomenal.
put the key in that door, and like it's not 11 o'clock at night. It's like it feels
great.
great.
It's a joy that is indescribable to my 29-year-old self.
Okay.
Can't explain
I
it.
was gonna say I don't know if I know this about you or not,
Okay.
but were we also going to bed that early in our 20s?
Definitely not.
No.
Right? Okay, thought so. Okay, just making sure. I was staying up super late. I was on a bunch of drugs, doing
Yeah.
a bunch of wild stuff. So
Yeah.
that would keep me up for days.
Oh,
even.
wow.
And I think some of that now turns me to this side where I'm like, can I get the opposite? Can I just go to
Yeah.
bed at
Yes.
sunset?
So you like lived your life.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm good. Yeah, I would stay up until like 1 or 2 and then wake up at like 6 or 7. Like, it was crazy. Who does that?
No,
20-year-olds.
we can't
20-year-olds.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm good, and I'm glad I don't got it anymore.
Yes, grateful. Okay, smash or pass, steam room fun.
Ooh, I'm gonna smash that one.
Yeah.
Steam room fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really see, and you're just kind of like touching, and it's
Yeah.
a little like naughty, and
I like the
for
temperature
it.
play of it.
Okay,
It's a little,
okay.
like, it's a little, like, because I like warmth. I need to get, like, when we start, I need it to be a little bit warm so I'm not cold. Obviously, that's the opposite of warm. And then once we're in it, like, I can get a little cool air on. But I love a little steamer moment. Because of that, because of the mist, because of what's happening.
and also, is it anonymous?
Yeah, who knows?
Is it? I don't know. I have been in a couple steam rooms lately, and I can't see the person 1 foot away from me, and
Yeah.
it's like intriguing.
It's very
and we're
intriguing.
naked,
And we're naked.
and I don't know.
Or in our towels, who knows?
You were
It's
talking about this
sexy.
recently.
Was I?
Yes, a very
Probably.
tall man or something like that was giving you a hand job while you were. Yes, yeah. You asked that question. I was like, yes, because I was just thinking about this.
Yeah. Yeah. That did happen.
Damn right it should.
What about you, babe? What did you?
Yeah, without question, I love the mystery. As a person who spent years going to glory holes, tell me all the things.
Yes.
Or don't tell me all the things. And let's just find out and see what happens there. And then we could walk out later and be like, oh, I expected you to be, I don't know, with a
Always
mustache or
surprising.
whatever.
Always
Yeah.
surprising.
Yep.
I do love that. I'm like back and forth with it sometimes. Like I was just out at a party and we were at a dark room and we both felt nervous about, like me and the person I was with felt nervous about it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Usually I'm into public play, but I think sometimes I'm temperamental about it. It depends.
Depends on the mood.
It depends on the mood, depends on the vibe sometimes. You know, I'm kind of just letting my body go on its journey these days.
Right.
Like without judging it, just be like, tonight I wasn't into it.
Right.
But
There you
tomorrow
go.
will be.
And you're free to do that.
Smash or pass being blindfolded?
Oh my God. We love being blindfolded. I'm going to speak for both of us.
Please
on that one.
let her rip.
We
Get
like
on it,
being
girl.
blindfolded, both of us, and not at the same time,
Fair.
and strapped to the bed. We have straps under.
I love that.
the
Yes,
bed.
my partner has that.
Mhm. And so the kids don't know that there.
Absolutely.
And then,
Well,
but yeah,
but the straps they're tied to the what's the slats under the bed.
right.
So then you can just stick them back under the.
That's
and then you don't got
perfect.
to take them out and tie them to
True.
something. It's just in and out. In
I
and out.
love that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
love it.
straps. Hands and feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, without
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah.
And
it's great.
Well, please go ahead.
Yeah, he's always like, just surprise me with whatever toy, this,
Whatever,
that.
whoever.
Yes.
He's like, if it's you and someone else, I don't even mind. Just like surprise me
Give it
with
to me.
it.
You like a
Dude,
mystery.
I love it. I'm a spiritual man.
Yeah.
The whole world's a mystery.
Yes.
Let it all be a mystery.
Do
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
mystery as a genre of TV?
Ironically, no.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Maybe I will like. I like when I watch a show and I don't know what's going on. But I think on average, you watch a mystery, you're like, I kind of get a concept of what's going to happen here
After
a little
you've seen
bit.
enough TV, go ahead.
Yeah, but I like. Maybe it's because I like to be a part of the mystery.
Yes,
Like
okay.
if I can't sleep with the stripper, why am I at the strip club?
Uh-huh.
Right? Let me be a part of the thing.
Wow, that's a song.
It's got to be right. I'm sure Post Malone said something
Yeah, that's gonna
about
be
it.
a song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all won the game.
Yeah.
Yay!
Woo!
You win my
something?
unconditional love, Aubrey,
Okay.
and then you win a
Perfect.
lollipop. Go ahead. By the way, if you have prompts or stories, you can email me at tellmesomethingmessy@gmail.com, or you can submit them anonymously at somethingmessy.com. Speaking of which, can y'all tell me something messy? Who wants to go first?
Ooh, Caesar's got a bunch.
Caesar.
I got a
you've
list of
lists.
stuff.
Okay,
Should I just go through the list? Okay,
List
I'm
them,
going to
yeah.
go through this list. You can stop me at any point if you'd like. I'll try to keep this as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing first, this is when I was young, by the way. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Messy as can be. My cubicle buddy that I became friends with, I started sleeping with his wife.
You slept with your cubicle buddy's
Yes.
wife.
And then I told this man, mind you, I'm 22. I really want to phrase that. I'm 36 now. I told, he was like, I think my wife's cheating on me. I said, you know what? Let me message her more. Let me message her and see if I can find something out. That way I knew, because when he would read her text records on like the bill, he'd see my number and he would assume that's what I was doing.
He was covering himself.
I was covering for myself. Does that make sense? Should I rephrase it?
No, that made perfect sense.
Okay. And then she got pregnant.
With your baby?
Yes, but her tubes were tied and she was ectopic. I was 22.
We have to say that.
It was nuts. Okay, let me keep going.
Wait.
That's the first part of the list. Do we want to go through the list?
How did it end?
So this went on for a while, like 2 years or so.
Wow.
I
So now
know.
we're 24.
I know.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Damn. And over time, she got more and more erratic. And I was like, look, we got to back off here. We got to step out of this. And we stopped. And then I went to another job. And we all just not really lost touch, but we just stopped spending time together over time.
Aha.
He called me one day and was like, hey, I got to ask you a question. Were you sleeping with my wife?
How long after this is, how old are we
Like
now?
I was maybe 26 or so.
Okay, so 2 years
some
after
time
that.
had went
Okay,
away,
okay.
roughly. And
Yeah.
I'm bad with the math here, but
Sure.
he said to me, if you were, that's okay. We just can't be friends anymore. And I was very intrigued by that.
You were intrigued by that.
I was intrigued by him, like, what a compartmentalized thing.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like I'm going to come fuck you up, homeboy, when I
Yeah,
see your
we
ass.
just can't be friends.
It was like, we just can't be friends.
And so what did you say?
I was like, nah, I don't know why she would even say that. It was a long 20 years old, guys.
But now you're not in touch because we are
Not in touch.
You're on camera.
We're not in touch. It gets even darker between the two of them,
Okay.
but I'm not going to share
Yeah,
their
we don't
life
have to worry about
stuff.
that. Okay, cool.
Second one, I was a...
Sit back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting cozy.
This has been a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I was a prostitute and a bouncer at sex parties for months at a time.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going, or we're
Yeah,
dip into that.
go. Do you want to share more? Sure.
This person who was a famous PR rep for famous A-listers, I met him when I was a waiter at some restaurants, and he'd invite me over once a month for a weekend. Bunch of cocaine, bunch of drinking. He'd say, make a grinder, invite some guys over, have a big party. He just liked to watch. So we'd do lines, drink, fuck around. And then he would come up to me, and I was boxing at that time. So I was full of muscle.
Yeah.
I had a mohawk. I was like ready. I was aggressive, 20-year-old,
Yeah.
26-year-old. And then he would go, all right, tell them they got to go now. So I'd be like, hey, y'all got to go. Time to get out. And they'd leave and he'd go, okay, invite more people. And we would do this. And he'd pay me like $1,000 a night to do this.
It's good money. I'm like, how do we get that going again? That's good money.
I just like the rap. I just like him. It's like changing the channel.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
He was very much that way. He was very much that way. Yeah.
But he was the common denominator.
Wow.
It was a common denominator.
Okay.
Very intriguing.
Okay.
I caught the clap 3 times in a month from the same person.
From the same person?
Yeah, it was so good. And then the last time I was in I was in West. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I got it.
I was in West. I got it. Like, thank you for getting it. I was in West Hollywood the last time, and I was drunk as can be. And they messaged me, and they were like, "You want to come over?" And I was like, "Did you get that shot?" And they're like, "Nah." But I had got the shot twice that time because I kept getting the and it hurts, the shot. Have you ever got the shot?
Of course, in the butt.
Ooh.
It's the worst. My doctor, thankfully, they put a little numbing cream on it, so it's not that bad. But one time, they
gave you a numbing cream?
So my primary, thank you, shout out to y'all. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but they add like a little numbing something so that it's not as hard. But one time, I went to one medical, shout out to y'all, and they did not.
Oh, they did not.
And
I
had only understood the numbing version of it. So that time, when she gave me that thing without that numbing, bitch, I almost fought. I sat in my car and cried. I sat in that parking lot and just like, because you're shaking, your body is shaking. I couldn't work the car.
Yeah. And you would think I would learn my lesson.
Yeah, but you went back.
Then I went back, got it again. It was so good.
It was so good.
And then the last time, it was like a Thursday or Friday, and I was like, "Did you get that shot?" And they were like, "Nah, I didn't." And I was like,
now, why weren't they getting the shot? That makes me upset.
They were wild, this person. I'm clearly they were wild. I was wild, right? So I said, okay. I called the clinic and said, I think I'm having symptoms, knowing that they can't see me for a couple of days. And I went over there and smashed again.
Yeah.
And then knowing when the symptoms showed up, I had the appointment ready.
He's wild, but he's clever.
An innovator. You're innovator. You're innovative. You're a genius. It's wild. You are thinking ahead. In these stories, you really are
thinking ahead with my head.
Yes.
Glory holes, tons of them. I used to just frequent glory holes in Los Angeles. There was one that was so good. I drove by, and I would just get an erection just driving by the place where it was.
That's a good glory hole.
So good glory.
See, I've never been able to get into glory holes. Because I need to touch your head or something. Because if it's just me up against the wall,
You like
texture,
warm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the mouth is warm.
The mouth is warm, but my body up against the wall.
That's true.
Is just.
That's cold. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That sexy.
That makes sense.
Not that sexy. I don't know why this is coming up, but it reminds me. I just saw somebody at the gym. It's not a glory hole. This is the gym. They don't have one there. But
You're not going to name the gym?
But I did walk into the bathroom, and they had a line of urinals, and this one man was sitting at the urinal with his hands up like this, and his pants down, underwear down underneath his butt.
He was an adult?
He was an adult, and that's what really confused me, because that's not how you pee, right?
No.
His hands were up on the dividers, and the pants were down to the thighs, and the underwear, and he was just peeing. And I said, "But we're in public. I don't."
Yeah, and also no judgment, but like at some level, if I take mine out, it's gonna fall straight down.
Yeah.
So he must have been able to. He maybe didn't have a flop.
Maybe
right?
it's a straight
and it's a straight shot.
But is he bragging then?
I can't shame that man.
I'm not gonna shame him. Pull up your pants. I don't know.
And I don't want to see them ass cheeks.
I don't want to see them cheeks.
I don't want to see it. That's why I like the
thought it
glory
was
hole.
Exactly. I thought it was crazy, and then I finished peeing, and he was still there, and I turned to walk out, and I saw somebody trying to come in, and then they looked at him. They were like, and so I was like, "See, I'm not crazy."
See, did anybody go to him and say, "Are you okay?"
No,
we're not doing that. Not in the bathroom.
No,
not in the bathroom. We're Larry Craig. We're not doing that.
Because he might be crazy.
Yeah.
Because he might be unwell, and I don't want to be part of it. I did one time also in that. This is wild because this gym is pretty nice. But I did one time. I was in the locker. and like put my stuff away, and this man was talking to himself over here. He says, "They might have crack," and I was like, "I know I didn't hear that correctly. I know I didn't hear that white man ask for crack out loud in the middle of this nice gym, but he did."
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
what's your message story?
I'm gonna pivot really
Yeah,
hard.
pivot,
Okay.
pivot.
All right. So I am a postpartum doula, and so do you know what that is?
I do know what it is, but why don't you tell us?
Okay. So
I actually do know.
okay. Well,
Because we're on the show.
a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. So I support people who've given birth right after they've given birth in all of the glory of the first 6 to 8 weeks of having a newborn. So it's physical support, it's emotional support, and newborn education and all of that. So I had a client, and it was day 2 with this brand new client. And I'm in their house, and I'm in a vulnerable time in their lives, right? You know, everybody's leaking from all of the things, right? And I was on the bleed cycle, phase of my cycle, and I'm gonna go real deep here. I have a copper IUD. Okay. So no hormones, but a copper IUD actually gives you symptoms of a heavier bleed. So we're talking longer and heavier periods. Okay. So on top of all of that, I use a Diva cup. Do you know what a Diva cup is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
So, okay.
I've
So
heard of
I'm
it,
going to
but I don't
explain.
know what
Well,
it is.
education.
Yeah,
This is my job here. Okay. So a Diva cup is like if you don't want to use tampons or pads mostly for environmental reasons. Diva cup is silicone cup you insert, and it catches the blood. And it doesn't always seal perfectly. Okay. Let's say that part. Okay, so I'm with my client, day 2, this client. And usually when they're feeding from their bodies, breastfeeding, chest feeding, whatever, I sit with them and we talk and we like go over some things, troubleshoot, whatever. And I'm sitting on the couch next to them and I'm like, okay. And then I get up to go use the restroom and I'm like, I think I'm leaking. And did I possibly leak all the way through my underwear and my pants? And I'm like horribly worried and embarrassed. And I'm like, okay, let me go out and see what's happened. And when I go out, my client's husband has the couch pillow in his hand and he is unzipping the cover of the pillow. And I was like, oh no. And I mean, I really froze. I like go to the kitchen, try to like deal with my like anxiety about this. And then I'm like, no, you got to own up to it. You got to own up to it. Otherwise it's unsaid. And we're living with this like unsaid thing. And I come back out and he's like trying to put this in the washer. Has said nothing to me. And I'm like, was that me?
What color was the couch?
Oh, the couch was white. I think
yes.
I did it.
And that is their fault, by the way.
Okay, yes.
Get out of, like, why do we have a white couch to begin with?
Right. And a baby and all the things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
that's crazy.
But yes, and he's like, yes, but don't worry. This is why we have washable couch covers. And here I am supposed to be making their lives easier, and I'm supposed to be, helping them out. And I've just made things very uncomfortable for this poor
But
man.
maybe also, did you bond a little more?
Maybe a little, but you know what I did do is for the rest of the 6 weeks I was with them, I never sat down once. I was standing,
Make our
talking to
concessions.
them,
Yeah.
squatting maybe, but I did not
You're like,
sit.
I'm not sitting.
Not again. Never again.
That's wild.
It was really
It's an
messy.
incredible messy story.
you go.
Messy,
I
actually.
was very.
Yeah, I would also not sit down. But also that white couch. Why do people have white couches?
Why?
For what reason?
Never.
In my Cardi B voice, what was the reason? Okay, beautiful. Shall we do a little messy bowl?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay, all right, so we have our messy bowls.
Hi.
There's mild, medium, messy. There are questions in there. You can pick from it. We played this differently every time. So you can start with mild and work your way up. You go right to messy, whatever feels good to you. And if a question, you read a question that you don't want to answer, just foosball it and I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Great.
We both picking one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to pick mine? I pick yours?
Okay. Sure.
All right,
course.
cool.
Oh, okay. We're going. What is this last one?
This last one is messy.
Messy? We always just go right
We
for
go
the
right.
Okay,
hardest
perfect.
stuff. Let's do it. Okay.
All right. So you're picking
And this
one
question
for Cesar.
is for Cesar.
Okay. And
Okay.
this one?
Okay. Here we
Gorgeous.
go.
All right. Go ahead. Read it.
This is ironic.
Yes.
Have you ever slept or fooled around with a coworker?
Oh.
Or a coworker's wife? That wasn't the question.
And also yes to that one as well. Yes.
And what did you learn?
What did you learn? Yes. What did you
Maybe
learn?
that's
Okay.
the question.
Okay.
that's what you
So
learned.
I'll go to the actual coworker. Some years after that, I worked at a different job. I slept with this coworker, and she was married. And then she's older than me, much older. And then I went to a party that she was there, and she brought her daughter, and I started sleeping with the daughter as well. Now, your face. Your face. Brandon, your face.
Obsessed with
You gave me the audacity of this nigga. That was the face you gave me. The audacity of this
nigga.
Yes.
I'm obsessed. Quite honestly.
Okay, so,
okay, yes.
And then, so because the mother was a sex addict, but she was really upset I was sleeping with her daughter, she was telling the daughter, don't stop seeing this guy.
Yeah.
The daughter was like, why? She couldn't say because she can't say I'm cheating on your dad with this man.
Oh, wow.
And because she was also a sex addict, she also didn't stop sleeping with me either. So I'm getting these two. I should at some point mention that I'm a Buddhist now.
Yeah.
I'm sober.
Yeah.
I'm a public speaker.
Yeah.
I teach meditation. I'm a very peaceful man.
Yeah.
I'm a very loving and loyal man.
Yes.
Let me really just...
Please, let me
just PR this really quick
everyone gets to evolve, baby.
You're right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And so what I learned...
What?
What
did you learn? What did you learn?
What did you learn?
What did I learn?
It obviously changed your life, right? Like
It definitely changed my life. It taught me to make sure you don't tell the person who you're sleeping with. I don't. It taught me. I'm going to be really a couple things.
Yeah.
One, and in the most serious way possible, it taught me that honestly, your actions, just because you want to have fun, can still affect other people.
Mm-hmm.
And even though somebody is consistently still coming over, that's not a reason for you to string them along and hurt their feelings and obliterate their whole psyche as an individual.
Yeah.
It was 100% wrong. And I've made amends with this person. And I've made amends with everybody that I've done these sort of things to, as much as I can, of course.
Sure.
Some things you don't just bring up. But I will say that is 100% on me. And I learned to own up to things like that. This is how I'm able to talk about it here.
Yeah.
Because I've done the due diligence of saying, I was wrong, I hurt you, I apologize.
Absolutely.
I don't ever want to do something like that again. And it makes me, it keeps my conscience clear in this society where I live now. And I'm not worried about karma in my life, especially as a Buddhist.
Yeah.
Because I've done the writing mechanisms for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I think it's important to remember that, our stories evolve, we grow, and we don't have to be beholden to old chapters, and then we get to write new chapters. Like that's really, I think, the ethos of this show. So incredible.
Yeah.
All right, what's your question?
All right, let's see what you got, young ladies.
Oh.
What's your ideal role play scenario?
Ooh. Okay.
I don't think I even know.
We
this.
don't. Yeah, I don't know if we've really.
Maybe. Think about when we
any
had
of
that
this.
field account.
Oh.
Should we say that? Are we not advertising?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay, cool.
we love field sponsors.
Oh, they do.
Great.
We love
All right, great.
Yeah, I think that role play. I would say, yeah. Well, I definitely think there would be a third involved of the female variety, and yeah, I don't know if I'm like a dress up kind of faking it kind of person. I do really like the blindfold play and the being able to kind of try things out without the visual like on me, because sometimes I'm like thinking about it and I gotta think about what the next thing is, I'm doing to you something that I'm like experimenting, right? So I don't always want to also be mindful that I'm sexy in this moment too. You're at the blindfold, you're tied up, maybe there's two of us, and maybe we're doing we're experimenting, and that part is really fun to me. Yeah, but I would say I'd bring somebody else into the mix for it.
I love that. This question came up a couple episodes ago, and I was like, I don't really have a role play that I would do. But now that I'm thinking about it, I would, with my partner, go to like a party and pretend that we were like different people than who we are. Like in terms of like different names and like make up a different whatever.
Yeah.
And then like fuck in that scenario. Like that would be fun to me. But if we're both going into a scenario, but if it's just us fucking, I don't need.
Yeah, I don't need the
roleplay.
the drama of it. But I will say we talk all the time about how we would have met in real life if we didn't meet on an app.
Yeah,
because we met on Bumble.
Okay,
and so it was like, well, what if we had been at like this park together? Like, would I have gone up to you? Would I have said,
event or something?
Yeah, like, would I have? He's like, I would have been crushing on you, but I wouldn't have said anything, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's super, super confident, clearly. But when it comes to love, it's like bashful city over here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How are you with love? Are you confident in love or bashful?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who, me? I am. I would not ask somebody out. I've just never done that. I think. Well, that's not true because the. Not that long ago. Okay. So I'm not someone who's very typical. Like, I would not ask someone out. I'm shy in that way. I want you to come to me. I want to be like,
Same,
I'm
yes.
just like over here doing my thing, and you're like interested in this. Okay, well, let's see what you have. My MO for my whole life.
Yes.
But I'm gaining confidence, and as the two of us explore in the like poly world a little bit, we were out to dinner, and I have a certain type when it comes to women. And
What is that type, by the way?
the female version of this guy right here. Pretty much. He's like, oh, you like people who look like me. Oh, I got it. Okay. But there was a waitress who was waiting on us, and then an assistant waitress. Okay, so like a trainee, right? And she was totally not my type. Like redhead, pale, freckled, and I was like,
My type.
His type, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, but I like her. And he was like, yes. He kept being like, go for it. And so this was the night the Dodgers won the World Series, by the way. So we were
back-to-back
feeling
champions
ourselves quite a lot. And I was like, I'm gonna write my number on a piece of paper and I'm gonna give it to her. And it was the first time I've ever done that. And so I talked to her for a little bit, just casual.
So
and
cute.
then as we were leaving, I think she thought it was like a tip or something. And I went and I handed it. I was like, this is for you. And I looked her right in the eyes and I gave it. And I told her we were both thought you were cute. And I did not hear from her.
Oh,
but that's
But you did
okay.
it.
I was very proud of myself.
I
and
love that.
I was feeling myself the next day. very
That's
much
what I
so.
want to. I'm really bad at making the first move, but I want to like get in my like next era, which is approaching. I'm like, I want to be able to just like ask people out or like give a number or like play because I'm just like, I know I got a je ne sais quoi about me, so like
got
why not
game.
use it?
That's
I'm like
right.
still. I think my shyness is still like my like child self, if that makes
Okay,
sense. Like
okay.
it's still like me as a kid feeling nerdy and not knowing who I am, but it's like you know who you are now, so you can be confident, and that if it doesn't work out, it's not a reflection of me or my work.
Absolutely. And I didn't feel anything that she didn't like reach out,
Yeah.
like I just was so proud of myself for doing that
Yes.
move. And then I, grew exponentially in that moment.
And I feel like the more you do it, the more confident you get, the more comfortable you get,
Yeah.
and the better you get at that, right?
But I'm the same as you. Like I've an inner nerd, like all just seeping out of me. And so a lot of times he's here to remind me, like, you also are sexy. You also
Yes.
are this. Like
Yes.
you also like dominate. Like, and I don't know. It's that very young part that's still like, look at
It is that very
me,
young part.
my
Yeah.
glasses and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's do one more.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Here we go.
This one says, what's okay. What's your relationship to ancestors?
Oh wow.
Want me to go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I, for one, have been told by a therapist I used to have, she said, you got a lot of spiritual guides around you. And I've been really intrigued on who these spiritual guides are. I'm going to guess they're probably ancestors for me. But in addition to that, aside from all this debauchery that I just spent most of my life on, I consider myself very much a romantic. I'm very romantic. Half the time I was doing all that stuff is because I didn't have the love of my life. So I was like, if I don't got her, then I'm just going to go do whatever I want to do. It was kind of an acting out, right?
Yeah.
I'm a romantic at heart. I found out through my 23andMe, I met a fourth cousin who does research on my family, on our family. She found, and I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, the original black family of mine who got pulled here from Africa were in South Carolina, North Carolina area. She was a slave. Her name was Umte. They called her Amy. She married a Native American man named Cloud. They were together. They had 5 kids. And then her slave owner sold her to a place in like Georgia or somewhere. I forget the location. They moved her, separated her from the family because they wanted to sell her, and that man needed, the buyer needed my great whatever to breed with a bondsman. So separated the family so they can go do this whatever. Cloud moved down to where she was and became a bondsman. Now that is romance.
Oh my God.
That is a movie, which I am writing.
Wow.
And I resonate with that romanticism.
Yeah.
I resonate with that. Give all of this to this person, this
Yeah.
individual. Do what you, just be there. That is probably the deepest way that I resonate with it. That's all I got. It's not spiritual, but I mean, I guess it is
That's
spiritual, but it's relationship. But that's where I come from with that sort of thing. Oh, that!
wow,
as soon as I heard that story, I thought, yes, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
That's love.
So beautiful. Yeah, I see that in you so much. Yeah.
Thanks.
For me, my ancestors, I feel like a lot of my work is to undo some of the like generational stuff that was passed down to me.
Yeah.
The stuff that wasn't so good. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's, some stuff I have to unwind and unpack and disconnect from. A lot of stuff regarding money, a lot of stuff regarding like safety. And so I find that a lot of my work of my most recent like generations back has been to kind of free myself, but to free them too, because it's, a lot of them have since passed, and that's the work, is to kind of, I'm freeing myself from that, and so that they don't have to, I'm not still carrying their weight, right? I'm like, this isn't mine. Where did I pick this up? I need to put this down because this is older than me. But I will say on a spiritual side, when I go deep into meditation and when I have asked my guides to show themselves to me, I get feelings of my Native ancestors. I have Native American ancestors as well. And I feel it so much, like the medicine woman, like there's 2 of them, a male form and a female form. And I just feel like all of my answers lie in this earth. Everything is right here. And I'm like, I do resonate with that. When I'm trying to make a hard decision, I always go like, what does the earth want me to do? What is here just already available to me that I don't have to think my way through, that maybe nature can kind of show me the way. And so they guide me with that too. And I think that plays into some of my doula work as well, and sort of using my intuition when it comes to supporting people and being like, yeah, this is in our bodies, right? Childbirth and feeding from our bodies, like this is historical. And I'm just teaching you what I've experienced and what our ancestors have experienced, and that passing down from person to person it's a real gift and a real honor. Yeah,
I would wholeheartedly say that you do it amazingly. It's second nature to you. You have the habit. It's amazing that your name is Foster, where you spend time fostering people from the one space through the threshold of this newness of life into the next space for them. You do it instinctively. It is amazing. I am astounded by how often you do it.
Thank
you. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ancestors for me are everything. As I've gotten older, I think I lost my grandmother 15 years ago. And as I've gotten older, and I think also being no contact with my family, it's become that much more important, because it's like that is my relationship to not just my blood ancestors, but I think just like queer ancestors that I will never know, people that you'll never understand, and just understanding that, oh, I'm here because of a lot of fucking people who went through a lot of fucking things and, made a lot of fucking sacrifices. And so living for me is to honor that. It's to live my life for sure, but it's like, I remember even deciding to be out in my career, not be in the closet, and that was because it was like, well, there are some people who sacrificed themselves and who weren't able to be themselves, and I feel safe enough, so I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be, out and work my way to being proud. which I thankfully was able to do. But it was always just like, I think there's always been a connection and an understanding that I stand on the shoulders of so many people.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful Maya Angelou quote, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. When I have on my tattoo, and it's like every room you walk into, you know, you're never alone. You're in this space where that the energy is always around you, always surrounding, that everything is in the wind, that it's in the same water, the same earth, the same fire. Like it felt woo-woo at one point, but it's like, no, that is Western. You know, like Toni Morrison talks about this, where she was being asked about her book Beloved, and the interviewer was asking her if she believed in ghosts, and she's like, now I do. She's like, you know, my ancestors and my uncles and aunts and my grandparents and parents were always talking to ghosts or to something, but then you go to school and it's kind of trained out of you, and you're like taught, oh, this doesn't exist or that isn't whatever, and then when you come back to yourself, you're like, oh, why wouldn't that exist? Like, why? Like, of course it does. Like, this is not real. You know, like the chairs, like it's the ghosts that are real, and the ghosts aren't these evil demonic things, but that they are people who are supporting you through. And that one day, because the only guarantee we have is that we'll die, is that like I hope that we will also help the next through. So it's become a really important part of my spirituality, is like the connection to ancestors.
And doesn't that give you peace?
So much peace, because this world is crazy.
Right.
It's nuts. And so you're like, you know, I have these nights that I spend them with my ancestors and my elders, and it's just like watching either videos or interviews with people who are either older who have passed. You know, I was just watching Alvin Ailey's Revelations, you know, obviously Alvin Ailey being an incredible ancestor, and just like, you know, being like, oh yeah, people have been through this human experience before. And in many ways, in all ways, they've been through a harder version of it. And so if they were able to overcome what they overcame, then, and I'm sitting here with the Tell Me Something Messy. I was like, all right, I'm doing pretty well, and I can honor them, and I can feel a little bit of peace and safety in that.
What if people don't have access to their ancestors? When they don't have, what would you, I mean, you do this work, like what would you say to them? How can they get in touch, like, with their spiritual side, their ancestors?
I mean, I talk about like the self-love pie and like the 4 components of self-love, which are rest, solitude, community, and curiosity. And so like sometimes ancestors can feel a little woo-woo, but I think it's like starting to love yourself. It can also feel woo-woo, but it's probably closer because you're here. It's like you won't exist unless you love yourself. You won't be able to, I think, you exist, but you won't be able to exist at the depths that you are supposed to exist at if you can't love yourself. And so spending that time in rest and solitude and community and curiosity begins to make space for access to something higher, or not even higher, because sometimes that again signals God, which I know for some people can shut off, but signals that there's more, that you're more expansive. And I think it's like not trying so hard, that like your ancestors are just in your laughter, right? In your joy. As you get older, you might even see, like, as I get older, I can see like my grandmother's eyes in mine, right? And so like it's just like it becomes more real. The other thing I say is, who loved you? Like, start there.
Right.
Like, who loved you? And whether they're living or they're past. And how do you honor the people who loved you well, whether it was from your blood or somebody else? Like, it doesn't always, like, some people don't have a great relationship with their parents or their blood, but maybe that teacher in first grade gave you everything, and now they've gone on. Can you have a relationship with them? Can you honor them just by lighting a candle? Can you talk to them still because of how they made that first grader feel in you? That we're all connected, that ancestors doesn't just have to be about
blood. Yeah, that's what I think I hear you saying, is that it could be anybody's ancestors, right? And like you go back and back and back, how far back you gonna go, right? Like there's a whole bunch of access points that we have.
Your favorite writers, your favorite performers, your favorite artists, like they can all be part of your ancestry, I believe. And that allows you to start to expand and just realize that we're all held. It really came to me in like 2020 when things started to pop off, and I had a video that went viral, and I got up at like 5 a.m, and I remember sitting on my coffee table and being like, okay, am I going to like continue on this, or am I going to just like ignore it? And I like talked to my grandmother. And then I was also like talking, like there was a photo of James Baldwin in my house. And I was like, I'm gonna talk to James Baldwin.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, as a writer myself, like if I pass away and somebody I ain't never met feels connected to me in some way, then fuck yeah, I'm your ancestor.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm right there for you.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't James and Tony and Maya and all these people also be there for those of us who are not necessarily their blood? Like I think they all we get to call them all our ancestors.
In this, please go.
No, I was going to say to pivot to you and say I think you feel that way about some artists too. Very much so. Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, absolutely. We get to make our own families anywhere.
Yeah.
You
That's
don't
right.
choose the family you're born. You can't choose the family you're born into, but you can choose the one you make. I can spend countless hours, and I have spent countless hours between Jimi Hendrix, Malcolm X, Beethoven, Jeff Buckley, Joseph Campbell. These individuals have given me words that I felt that I couldn't put words to. They've given me a space. The Buddha has given me so much space of, oh, that's what I'm feeling here. I see. Okay. And no matter what iteration I go through in my life, no matter when I was a musician or a boxing trainer or a meditation public speaker, podcast host, whatever it is, Jimi Hendrix is always there.
Yeah.
When I first moved here 11 years ago, I was in North Hollywood. I was sleeping in my car because I didn't know anybody here. And I was going up and down the blocks looking for an apartment to rent. And I got really distraught. I didn't know where I needed to be. I thought this wasn't it. Cause nobody was answering their phone. Nobody was seeing me for meetings. I'm like, those apartment complexes, do they want money? I don't understand this, right? So I'm in North Hollywood. I'm walking up and down these blocks. I'm distraught as can be. I go around this corner and I look up, and in this big yellow brick wall is a painting of Jimi Hendrix. The artist's name is Levi Ponce. And it's a big yellow and black painting. And he's got his hands on his hips and he's looking here. And I was a musician at the time, and I moved to Los Angeles to be a musician. And I found Jimi Hendrix when I was 14, only to find out that the music that I loved as a kid, watching movies like Forrest Gump, that his music was in, I thought that was just the score to the movie. And I would go listen to that one little part in that VHS, fast forward it to hear the one little piece of the song, and then go out and play and hold that song in my head. And then I'm 14, I hear this song, I go, oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's him.
That's always so beautiful.
And then I go through this thing, and fast forward to 10 years later, I'm walking up North Hollywood, the Arts District, and I see this sign, and I just cried immediately.
Yeah.
And I cried just immediately. I felt like I was at home. At that time, I was also an atheist. And fast forward a few years later, I got into this terrible assault. A bunch of people jumped on me and almost killed me. And I also was suffering from a drug addiction. And as an atheist, as a person who wasn't spiritual at the time, I drove to that wall and I just started talking. And I said, Jimmy, you got to help me here. I'm here because of you. Everything I've done in my life is because you gave me this spark of a realization. He says in one of his songs, find yourself first and then your tool out into the world. And I resonate with that. And I said, if you can't help me, I'm not going to see the end of 2019 because I'm addicted. My face is all messed up. My body's all messed up. Everything. 2 weeks later, I was in that same area and I stumbled upon a Buddhist center and it just like activated me. But imagine an atheist sitting and talking to a wall who didn't believe in these things, who was very practical and science-based, which science still is amazing. Look at all the stuff we have, but it's not everything. It's not everything. It's the truth that the totality of nature will never be understood. And it's that in every time we find information and evidence on something, it's going to bring another question.
Yeah.
And we will continuously be finding and searching for that mystery every day.
And that's the best part.
It is the best part.
Yes.
We just play all day. We made all this shit up. It's just play.
Exactly.
It's great. It's great.
Shall we do some messy mail?
Yes. Messy
Beautiful.
mail.
Okay, so this question says, Messy Mom, I am 37 years old and just read your Substack essay about midlife crisis. It was comforting to hear that the midlife crisis can start at 35 because I wasn't sure what the hell was going on with me. In the last year, I've begun to feel restless. I'm questioning my career, my 7-year relationship, the city I live in, my faith. Like literally everything that I thought I wanted feels heavy. I chalked it up to being a phase, but the restlessness is only intensifying. I want to deal with it, be curious, become who I'm meant to be, blah, blah, blah. But also I'm scared to fuck everything up. I overcame a lot to get to this point in my life where I'm a stable human being, despite my family history, abuse, poverty, and some other, in quotes, fun shit. I guess, how do I know when a version of myself that helped me survive is holding me back? And how do I evolve into a new era of who I am when this version still feels safer, even with all its unrest? And how do I do it without blowing my whole life up? That's a big question.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. How y'all feeling? Shall we?
Wow. Yes. I feel for this person. I feel like I can feel some of that in my life right now. Like, oh my God. Very brave of them to ask this question.
Yeah.
What I hear is that somebody is being asked to up level and to grow in a way that is so uncomfortable. And the best piece of advice I can give you is that you have to go where you're scared. We are here to grow. We are not here to be complacent. So many of our modern conveniences will tell us, like, just be complacent and stay where you are and get your little white picket fence and be happy. But we are here to grow and to change and to evolve and to shed or amalgamate past versions of ourselves to get to the next level, the next level, the next level until there is no more, right? And then, and then what, right?
Yes.
And then maybe all over again, depending on what you believe. But I think that you have to embrace the fear and the discomfort of letting go of a lot of things that are not working for you. You don't have to do it all at once. You can do it piece by piece. But what you are being asked is to step into a bigger, bolder, more beautiful version of yourself. And that is not, it's not even your work. Like, it's of something bigger than you. And it's time to do that. And, rely on your community, because your community will get you through that, and reach out and vent and ask for help. But like, this is happening to you. And there is a surrender element that is really important in this life, to be like, oh, I'm here in this place that I didn't plan to be. And I got to surrender to the calling of where I'm being asked to go. And I got to just let myself go.
Yeah. Anything that isn't growing is dead. That's a Lauryn Hill quote.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good reminder. And also, it's easier said than done. But I'm always like, the evidence of your life proves you get through things, right? So like, if you look back, right, they've been through poverty and abuse and all this stuff. It's like, and you got through it, and you got here, and now you're being asked to up level, and you have enough evidence to show that you will get through this as well. It doesn't make it any easier, but I love like going where you're scared. It's just a part of living.
Yeah.
And it's also this thing for me where you got to pay the toll at some point, right? And so you can choose to pay the toll now and on your terms, or you can ignore it and then have it paid in a different way.
It's also going to find you up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like, you just can't avoid it. But I remember I had an astrologer 10 years ago. I was like asking him if I should move to LA. And he said, well, by November, you either have to move or you will be moved. And I've held on to that forever. Like, I never want to be moved. Like,
it hurts.
Because it hurts. I would rather do the moving. That's going to hurt and painful and complicated, but at least, like, it's on my terms. Like, I don't need to be pushed out of anything.
Yeah.
If I have the option. If I have the option.
I mean, that's interesting you say that. I lost a baby between my two living children, very late term. And I say lost, but they had a fatal diagnosis at like 6 months pregnant. And I was actually faced with the choice of, do you want to carry to term?
Yeah.
And this baby passes at some point, or maybe at best lives like 2 weeks in the NICU. Or do you want to terminate the pregnancy? And that was a choice. It was like move or be moved.
Yeah.
Like, it will happen. How do you want it to happen? Or do
Yes.
you want to take that into your own hands? And I remember so vividly being like, somebody take this from me. I don't want this choice. I don't want to make this decision. I wasn't really a praying person at the time, but I was like praying, please just let him go and take him from me, and don't let this be something I as a mother have done. And that is what I had to do. And that is what I chose to do, because it was the choice of least suffering for all involved.
Yeah.
And that is, in the end, where I think I gained my power. And after that moment, as like a pivotal moment in my life, I said, fuck it. I was in a fuck it mood, like, for a long, long time. You can't do to me what has been done and what I have had to go through. So I transcended completely to a different level. Nothing scared me for a long time after that.
I bet. Yeah. What did you learn from it?
Surrender. And that I was able, the biggest thing I learned is that the depth of the pain and the grief that I experienced, I now had access to when other people had something similar, totally different circumstances, but the level of pain and grief that someone else is feeling, I now can meet you there. I've been there. Is access to humanity.
That's literally the word in my head.
Yeah,
I'm like trying to say it. It's like humanity.
I could access humanity in a different way.
It's like, it's a blessing, and it's also like, I don't want to say a curse, but it's also the hardest thing. But to be able to access your humanity is a necessity, because it's the only way we get through this thing together. And so sometimes it's like, oh, you have to go through these things you don't wish on anyone else, but like, if I can be there for somebody else, and if I can make somebody else feel less alone, not that it makes it worth it, but it's like, I don't know, it just like gives me a spine in this. It gives me a reason to be in this, because there are things that can happen in life that are so cruel, and so unfair, and so, you know, people, and my mom would always say this, like, people are in heaven and hell right now. Like, it's not some mystical place. She's born again Christian now, so she might say something differently. But growing up, she'd be like, heaven and hell is literally right now. And you're like, yeah, people are in hell. And sometimes it's for a moment, sometimes it's for a lifetime. And so if we're able to meet hell face to face and soften, that is, I think, how we transcend to whatever the heaven is. And that's where humanity shows up.
Yeah.
Because hell can really turn you into a monster. You can go through hell and like...
I couldn't agree more in that sense. And I also agree with your mom as well. Every realm of every angel and demon lives within us already.
Yeah.
I personally feel that every demon that lives within us is just an unheard angel. It's just one that hasn't been heard enough, so it just takes revenge and say, I'm going to tear the place up, because nobody's listening. That's the metaphor of the story of Lucifer to Satan. That's in Islam, it's Iblis, same story. Anytime you shut down those parts, it lashes out against your own body, your own psyche. If you ignore the brain, it's going to mistake your heart for an apple and eat it alive. What's more is that you're supposed to go inward and fight those things first. Listen to the person who sent this email out, correspondence to you, is the best version of yourself is waiting just behind the scariest thing. And where you fall, like you said, at the lowest point of your life, where you fall is where you're going to find your treasure. When we on our podcast, when you talked about that story, and you told me the compost of your life, the manure that was in that moment, how you turned it into soil and grew flowers from it, is an amazing, beautiful, and perfect metaphor for every single challenge we feel in our day. In the morning when you wake up, the job, the traffic you have to sit into, and losing a grandparent, and losing a sibling, losing a loved one, getting the shit kicked out of you as a person, and learning how to eat and walk and talk again. Every single one of those, as horrible as they are, right behind it is the best version of you waiting to be found. Well, I love that you mentioned the word monster. The word itself, etymologically broken down, is 3 different words. One is monstrum, the other one is monet, the other one's monier. The last 2 are Proto-Indo-European, the other one's from Latin. Etymologically, putting those 3 together, one of them is to remind you. The second one is to think about, and the last one is the divine omen out there and within. So the monster you're seeking to worry about out in the world is the secondary monster. You got to slay the one that's within you first.
Yeah.
And whoever this person is writing this, I wish them the most peace and the most clarity. And the fact that you're writing this means that you want to take that trek into the labyrinth of your psyche and your heart and your soul. And that monster, that minotaur, is waiting for you to be found. And your job is to slay it, but also amalgamize with it.
Yes.
To recognize, I am you, you are I, and there's no difference here. Just like you said, all this stuff is all an illusion because it goes away until we're all one again. We're just not 2 things, no separation. And this person who sent this in is beautifully taking a trek down the yellow brick road, and they'll find their allies, and they'll get to their destination and realize the destination that they wanted was home already. And it's themselves that they've been looking for. And when they find it, they're going to be raptured in ways that words can't even explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of living. I talk to my therapist all the time. I'm like, being self-aware is annoying.
It's a bitch, shouldn't it?
It's so fucking annoying. But it's just part of life. It's slaying the dragon, and new ones will pop up, but you always have the tools to get there, and the right people always seem to show up. It's just a matter of, I think what I like to remember, especially in these moments, is you don't have to, because life is hard doesn't mean you have to be harder. That the desire is to harden, but that it's the surrendering that's where you're going to find your peace. That you're like, okay, this thing is happening, and I might just need to surrender and let the cookie crumble as it will, let things fall where they will, and trust that the answers will reveal themselves. Yeah. I'm up here a lot, and so my tendency in these moments of transition is to be like, okay, how do I overthink this so I can avoid or prepare or brace? And then you get to a point where you're like, there's certain things that you just can't brace for. You can prepare as much as you can, but the kindest thing you can do is be gentle with yourself. It's to surrender. It's to let yourself off the hook. It's to say to your community, hey, I'm not going to be able to show up to that thing right now. Or to reach out and say, hey, I actually need your help. I need your support because I'm going through some shit. To not isolate yourself. Solitude is one thing, but isolation, I think, is in a moment like what this person's going through. Isolation is what I'd like to lean to, and it's like the bravery to not isolate, to actually still connect to people.
Yeah, and as somebody who is in my head a lot as well, I think that for those of us who feel that way, we have to come back to our bodies.
Yeah.
If this person stays in where they are, their body is going to tell them over time, this ain't it, this ain't it, this is right. If you just keep tapping into your body. I was in a situation where I was with someone and it was not it, and I was thinking my way through it and trying to think my way out of it, and my body couldn't lie. It just doesn't lie.
It doesn't.
And the more you can tap in and respond to it accordingly, quickly, the easier it is, but it's still going to tell you the same thing. It's just going to get louder and louder and louder over time until you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
So
They say, I think it's like intuition is your gut feeling, and then doubt is you negotiating. It's like you know already, and then you start to negotiate away. But that first feeling in your body, that's like, that's intuition. It's probably the...
Yeah, and intuition is also steady and calm, and it's not going anywhere. Your anxiety and your worry comes in to your head and pops out, and it's like very frantic energy.
Yeah.
But your intuition and your knowing is like, no, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm with it, and like I'm always here for you, and I'm always gonna have the same solid feeling.
Yeah.
And you may not get it right away. You might not tap into that intuition right away, but over time you're like, oh, that's that same calm, quiet, knowing thought. That's the one, actually.
Absolutely. The last thing I'll add to it is, because they were saying, and how do I do it without blowing my whole life up? I think that, you know, you go slow. I always reference my astrologer because he's great. But he was like, you're a bull in a china shop, but you don't have to break all the china. And I really love that. It's like you don't have to figure it all right now. Like you can take it piece by piece. And you ask questions. Like that's the easiest thing, is like start by asking questions. One of the easiest being like, am I happy? Let's see what comes up. Because if you're happy, you'll know immediately. And if you're not, you'll know also immediately. And then you start from there. Like, how do I find my way back to happy? Well, what are the things that are interrupting that? What are the things that I need to change? What are the things that I've been ignoring? Just like question after question after question, without looking for a finish line, without looking to get it right, keeping space to, I think, fail. Right? Because that's where the lessons are.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely should. 100%.
That's the curiosity piece, too.
Yeah.
That's your curiosity. Just, I wonder what? I wonder if this. I wonder what would happen if. Oh, it's crazy, but okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
You growing your brand in particular, how many times have you lost something? Have you lost your wits? Have you lost friends? Have you lost people in your circle? Have you lost money? Have you lost your confidence sometimes? Like right?
Oh
Every one of those.
Every one of those.
Every one of those. That's the way it happens.
Absolutely.
And to add to your point to what she's saying, or what you're saying to her point, is not wanting to mess things up. I love that you say go slow.
Yes.
First of all, 99% of things in this world are not urgent. They are not urgent.
It is so
We
really not.
think they are. They're not.
They're not.
You can give so much time. I got no problem waiting. So okay, well I'll decide tomorrow. No big deal. I'm gonna sleep on this thing. Whatever. It's so not urgent, and so you can take the time and get it adjusted as you go. In some of my talks that I give, I talk about the school zone, school zones itself. Why do we drive slower during a school zone? Because so many weird, crazy, potentially dangerous things can happen. If you're driving and moving slow enough, then you can adjust in time.
Yes.
Do the same with yourself. Give yourself the same level of thoughts, the same gentleness as well, because when you drive slow, it's a gentle gesture.
Yeah.
Be gentle with yourself in that capacity as well. Go slow. Guarantee you there's more time than you think.
I love that. I love that.
Wow.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yay!